If I could start over as a day trader in 2023, I'd do a lot of things differently. And I feel like a lot of newbies come into this game not realizing the opportunity at hand, because this is a very, very easier time to learn how to trade than it was 8 years ago when I started. Let me take my glasses off because I don't even want to know in this video. If you don't know who I am, my name is Chris Swaggy C Williams. I've been trading for 8 years and I made a lot of money trading. And I've also taught a lot of people who ended up making a lot of money trading. I say that to say my advice is solidified, it's stamped. So please pay attention. Point number one, join a prop firm and get funded. This is very, very important because 8 years ago, all these prop firms we have and that's came over the last 2, 3, 4 years, we didn't have that when I was starting. We had wealth generators and MLMs. That's what we had. We did not have prop firms. And if you don't know what a prop firm is, it is a company that allows you to get funded and trade in their capital, meaning you can trade a $10,000 account, $25,000 account, a $50,000 account if you pass their phases. And I'm not going to get into all of that today because if you're in this video and you're watching it right now, you probably should know what that is already. If not, we'll talk about it another time. But the point I'm trying to make is you're not risking your own capital. You may put up like $100, maybe $200, maybe even $500. And if you pass what their test is, you can trade $25,000. This is not FTX, where you put $25,000 of your own capital in a broker and then the broker runs off and you just lost $25,000. This is also not you putting $25,000 of your own money into an unregulated Forex broker and then something happens, the company goes under, and now you just lost $25,000. The most you're putting up at any amount of time during a prop firm, the challenge is $500, $200, $300, around that area. So you're not risking a lot. You have the chance to get a $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 account with a little capital if you know what you're doing. And that makes it so much easier because we did not have that 8 years ago. So if I was starting over as a trader, that's one of the first things I would do once I knew what I was doing, because it accelerates the process so much faster. Number two is I would actually go to seminars and in-person courses and in-person events. That's one thing I didn't do when I was coming up in this game. When I say in-person courses, Rich Dad Poor Dad had like a Rich Dad Poor Dad series. So me and my best friend Jones went to that, of course. But like the traders that I was learning from would hold in-person courses, whether it's in London or in the States. I just wouldn't go. I couldn't necessarily afford it, but when I could afford it, I just didn't go. I just saved my money and bought their course instead and just studied instead of going in person and seeing them in person and seeing all the people who's just like me learning the exact same thing, which could have gave me more comfort. And the reason I only know that now, because I've been to seminars, I've even was a part of them and helped run them as an influencer and as a person of influence nowadays as who I am as Swaggy C. And I see how much it helps the younger traders who are with other traders and they don't feel alone and they're learning from people in person. It's a big difference. It's one of the things I will do because it probably could have made me feel easier, better, swap notes with somebody else, see how they were learning trading, see how far along in their journey they were, see that I'm not alone when I'm taking my losses, or that, okay, I'm better off than this person. Okay, this person's better off than me, but he found this. I'm gonna try this when I get back home. It would have made a big game changer. Number three, and this is actually a little bit controversial. I don't care if people have an issue with it. I'm talking about what I would do if I were learning day trading over in 2023. Number three, I would drop out of college a lot faster. I don't care who has an issue with that. I'm talking about me. I was learning how to trade my sophomore year of college. I didn't drop out until my senior year. Yeah, everybody already knows the story that I had 1 year left to complete. I didn't complete it. I dropped out, whatever, cool. But I was learning how to trade my sophomore year. I made my first $250 my sophomore year. And knowing what I know now, obviously hindsight is, 2020. Obviously, I know now that it worked out, but I'm talking about if I were to start over, yes, if I knew this skill is what I wanted to do, I didn't have any other skills. Yes, I played college basketball, but I knew I wasn't going to the NBA. I would have dropped out of college a lot sooner so I can lock in on this particular skill set, because I didn't start blowing up and started making like good amount of money and then real money until I was out of college. And then I had like 2 years after college, like post-college, when I was just at the crib by myself, just learning. It didn't just happen automatically, but that free time of not learning stupid Oedipus Rex in English class that made no difference on my life, I was learning how to make money in the market. So that's what I would do. I would drop out of college a lot sooner. I'm not saying people out there should be dropping out of college. I'm talking about what I would do. I hope you get the difference. Number four, I was stopped trying to turn a $20 account into $2,000. I was in college and I was a broke college student, and all I had was 20 and 50 and 100. And on my Instagram back in 2014 and 2015, even in the little Telegram group chats and GroupMe, I don't know if you guys are too young to remember GroupMe, but that was a thing back in the day. That's all I would see. People flipping $50 accounts into 5,000, $20 accounts into 2,000. So me, I thought that's what I can do. And I would blow accounts over and over again, to the point where I actually sat in my college dorm thinking, is this for me? Granted, I never quit, but I was having those doubts in my brain, like, is this for me? Because I couldn't flip an account, as opposed to learning, hey, you're not going to get rich overnight. Hey, you're not going to turn a $20 account into 2,000 overnight. Granted, I'm not going to put the blame on them, because when I first opened my account, you all know the story. The very first day I put money in the account, I made $250 my very first trade. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I can do this over and over again. And then obviously an hour and a half later, I lost like 150, then I lost like 100. And then it was just, you guys already know the story. What I'm trying to say is, I would not try to flip an account if I learn like how to trade today. That can be a thing I do in the future, but it's a mindset thing. I wouldn't wrap my mind around, I'm going to try to flip this account within 60 days so I can pay this off. And if I can't, then I don't know how to trade, because I'm giving myself negative beliefs already about this market when we can't afford that. Number 5, and this may be a smidge controversial, but it's my personal belief. I wouldn't ever demo trade if I could start over, ever. I talked about this in my video with Hollywood. Maybe I can open a demo account so I can learn the buttons and learn the pairs and learn what the buy and sell is and how to take partial profit and how to set a lot size. Yes, maybe I can do that. But realistically, demo trading gave me such a false sense of hope. It was not real at all. I was making so much money in a demo account that it inflated my brain, thinking I can flip a $100 account into, 1,000 or 10,000, or I can make, $20,000 and tell my mom to quit her job within the first year and a half, because on a demo account, there's no emotions. So I can place a trade and then forget and then walk away and go play basketball and then come back and realize I had a trade on and I'd be up a lot of money, which is how you should be trading, where you place a trade and your emotions aren't involved, so you can live your life and then come back and still see if you're winning or losing. And demo trading gives us such a false sense of hope that what we can do, we can replicate on a live account, not realizing on a live account, it's our real money at risk. So the minute you're losing $5, $10, $15, your heart is beating fast. These are things that a demo account cannot replicate. And if I was starting over, I would immediately start a live account, but a live account to learn how to trade. And I want to make that distinction. I want to make that very, very clear. I would start a live account with the lowest amount of money a broker would allow me to deposit, and then only trade penny lots for 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, just to get my emotions in check. How do I feel when I'm placing a trade? How do I feel when I'm up 80 cents? How do I feel when I'm up $2? How do I feel when I'm losing $1 out of my $50 account? How do I feel when I'm losing $10, which is 20% of my account? How do I feel? And once you feel like you've had a long enough time to get those emotions under control and you feel good, then yes, you can put a lot more money into an account and then try to actually trade it. But if I were to start over, I'd start with the lowest amount I could deposit and then trade just to understand it. I wouldn't do that on a demo account. Number 6, track my trading. This is one thing I didn't do growing up. Now, I will say this, I would track it little by little in my little notes app, which I still have, which obviously I've put it, on my YouTube before. But I didn't track it for real. I didn't write down every single trade on my phone. I didn't use one of these tracking terms. I didn't use my FX book, because that was the thing in 2017 and 2016. I didn't use those, platforms. I just was like, you know what? I'm just going to trade. And that lengthening my ability to learn from my mistakes. I have a photographic memory. A lot of people already know that, but there's still limits on that, right? I think I remember everything. So in my mind, when I'm looking at a chart, I'm like, okay, I lost my last trade because I did this. I'm not going to do that again. And that's my mind, as opposed to concrete, verifiable, and trackable. That's a word, right, Hunter? Trackable, right? Things that I did in the past, and having that written down or having that tracked, right? You can look at on my FX book and see the history. You can see how long you were in drawdown. You can see how many pips. You can see what's your best pair to trade. And I'm going off my best pair to trade off my own memory. Oh, I just like this pair. Oh, I just like trading during this time, during this hour. It wasn't factual evidence, even though obviously I was making money, so I can make an educated guess. I would just track my trade so I can know every single intricate detail known to man. Number 7, if I could start over, and this may be controversial as well, I would never think baby pips was enough to just get me over the hump. And I thought that at one point. I never thought, oh, this person has a course when I could learn from baby pips, but I know a lot of people who get that now. Even I get some of those comments now from like some people. But I would never think baby pips could get me over the hump if I could start over, because I had to see a real trader executing live. Baby pips has information, like top to bottom information, but it's not a specific strategy, right? It's just a book of definitions. That's all it is, just a big book of definitions. But it's not like specific strategies, whether it's price action or no indicator base or institutional trading, And I also need to see real people trading, real people making money, and real people living their life. So coming up into the game, I would see Storm Lewis, right? And Storm Lewis did more for me than Steve Morrow. Steve Morrow, I never saw his face, never saw his like social media, nothing. I just had his book. Whereas Storm Lewis, I'd watch her videos, I'd see her house, I'd see her face, I knew who she was. Jason Stapleton, same thing. Sean, same thing. Like, these are people who I was studying and I saw there was a real person and not just some person behind a keyboard. Like, if you're behind a keyboard, you're not showing your face in your videos, what do you got to hide? Like, why are you not showing your face? And that's what I had to see. And in baby pips, it's a book of definitions, and I can regurgitate that information over and over again, but you won't be profitable. In my opinion, I can't name a single trader who became profitable from baby pips. I mean, like, profitable to where they can live off of their money. I'm not talking about knowledge. I'm talking about profitable. Probably 99% of the people you know who are traders today got profitable because of me, because of Raja Banks, because of Sean Lee, because of Q Banks, because of ICT, because of Storm Lewis, because of Jason Stapleton, because of Steve Morrow, because of IML. Like, specific people in their lives and emotions got people profitable, not a book of definitions. And last point, and this is probably the most important point I would do if I had to start over, never think technicals is more important than psychology. I would lose for years, and what I do, I just lock in and just delete my charts and just try to like place my psychological levels, my support and my resistance, my moving averages. Okay, delete the RSI, I don't need that no more. I'll just go like heavy set into back testing my technicals, as opposed to, yo, I'm losing because I'm greedy and I'm revenge trading and I don't know when to stop trading. I don't know when to use risk management. Like, psychology and risk management are the two most important things in trading. And I would push that to the side to focus on technicals. Nah, it's something wrong with the charts. I got to get like my more eye time on the charts. And what you don't need more eye time. I tell people this all the time. You can learn technicals in the market within 2 months, maybe 3 months, maybe even 1 month if you really locked in. Technicals is not the hard part. The hard part about trading is actually executing, not hesitating, understanding the fundamentals behind the market. Everything psychology related and everything risk management related, right? Like, because we all know that this is a market where you can make an infinite amount of money, but we go into our trades knowing that, as opposed to thinking, okay, I'm going in for this goal. I got this goal. Let me get out. A lot of people will be up $500 on a $1,000 account, which is literally half your account. And instead of taking profit and saying, all right, good day, like I made a lot of money trading, I'm like trading, live to trade another day, people will try to hold on for 700, 800, 900, 1,000, 2,000, and then they get to 700, they want to hold it longer, and then it goes to 500, they're like, okay, it's just retracing, and then it goes to 300, they're like, okay, if we could just get back to 500, I'll be happy, and then it goes to $50, and now you're praying for it to just go back to 300 so you can leave with a profit, and now you're at break even, and now you're negative, and the cycle continues over and over again. Once you have your psychology in check, you'll be different. I would rather trust somebody who is like completely controlled in their mind on a psychological level and understands risk and is okay on the charts than somebody who is nasty on the charts. Then, you know, all of a sudden they're just reckless. Why? Because that trader will blow an account sooner or later. And we're not here to blow accounts. Granted, that's a part of the journey, but as somebody who's been trading for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, if you've been trading for multiple years and you're still blowing accounts, something is wrong with you. Not the trading, not the technicals, you're risking too much. Once you get that under control, you'll be good. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video. These are the things I would do if I were to start over in 2023. And if you guys are watching this video, I hope you guys can take every single point I mentioned to heart and potentially utilize it in your own day-to-day life. And if it helps you, please let me know. I'm here to help you. Later. Gang, thank you guys for watching this video, and I hope you guys received a lot of value from it. Subscribe now so you can be notified when the next one drops, because all we do is drop banger after banger after banger in my Seamus voice.